trying to move it. My name is Kevin Fenton. My book's called Merit Badges. It's a novel. And first, I'd like to thank the Loft. I'd like to thank the Friends of St. Paul Library and everyone else who's putting this on and putting the Minnesota Book Awards on. It's a really wonderful event. And I'd like to talk a little bit about just kind of what my book is and read from it. It follows of our friends from junior high through their early 30s. It's set in a fictionalized version of Winona. And a literary website asked me to blurb my own book. That's really daunting. Trying to do it. But what I was able to come up with was that it's Virginia Woolf of the Waves meets That 70s Show. People have said some really wonderful things about Merit Badges. It won the AWT Prize for the novel. It's got some wonderful reviews that I'm very proud of. But my favorite thing is something a friend of mine said. He said that it does for Winona what Faulkner did for Mississippi, except that after reading Merit Badges, you might actually want to visit Winona. It follows of 4 characters, but there's a strong 5th character, and that is the fictionalized town of Winona. Its name is Minnesota, which is a version of the Lakota word for ink. And I prepared a special introduction to that character. Oh, one other thing, I do have a mild stutter. Don't worry about it, it comes and goes. Voted through. Welcome to Minnesota, Minnesota. Minnesota is a river town located about 100 miles south of Minneapolis, St. Paul. Like many Mississippi river towns, it is surrounded by bluffs. In the words of one character, the town was protected by hills that always reminded me of New England buffaloes. Except for the odd Minnesota State student, it is 100% white. If you don't believe me, you're free to examine my yearbook. Well, virtually everyone in town would self-identify as a middle class. There's a country club outside of town and some gracious Victorians on Broadway, and a few hippies who live in houses on the river. Still, Minnesota is mostly filled with small houses and large trees. And if you were to look into the windows of the houses, you would see TVs and console stereos and knickknacks and oil paintings, which had been purchased at drugstores. Every basement seemed to have stacks of National Geographics. The radio station broadcast of fireworks, and the newspaper regards preposterously large vegetables as news. It is a place where niceness, just take another one of that one. It is a place where niceness matters, but where niceness is a complex concept, both a way of describing real kindnesses and the way in which unremarkable people congratulate themselves for not hitting each other. Mostly, Minnesota is a place which its children will both mock and miss. So I feel that myself. I'd like to read a few paragraphs from one female narrator, Barb Carmona, who has left Minnesota and is living fresh out of college in New York City. This is roughly 1981, 1982. I had to change the graduation year because I had to have a Steely Dan album come out during my sophomore year. So I figured which one I shifted it. I am in New York, tired of stepping out of the office after work and discovering that the snowflakes that floated so serenely past the firm's 11th floor windows have been turned to crap by the city, by the taxi cabs stampeding everywhere, by the men who hawk food, by the steaming water pipes, and by the crush of foot traffic. I'm tired of the pushing of strangers, and I'm tired of the sewer and garbage smell, and tired of the filth and honking, and tired of being 22 and never having any money and living in some crap place in Jersey. I am tired of the whole celebration of Asphalt Dome, which is New York. I want to go to a place where the snow stays white and beautiful, where it is not pulverized the second it hits the ground, and where people make at least an effort to be kind. I want to go home. I am on a plane from New York to Minneapolis. When we've been aloft for some time, I look out the plane window and see beautiful grids of lights. As we approach the Midwest, the clusters of lights become smaller. The darkness that surrounds them becomes larger. These clusters are towns, not the vague tri-state areas of the East, not the usual stupid subdivisions and suburbs, but towns. The entire country is a single Christmas decoration. I feel like an angel stumbling across the horizon toward a bright light. I feel that all those people, including me most of the time, who say that traveling is not the point of Christmas are dead wrong. Traveling is exactly the point of Christmas. The wise men were probably exhausted, half lost, bitching at each other about when they should stop, where they should go. They were probably totally fed up. Those ancient priests were pulled by a star that felt like the purest love they had ever known. And so, totally pissed off, barely talking to each other, slapping their stupid camels, they trudged on. Arriving in Minnesota is like landing in a Sears catalog.